Habibi, come to Qatar. You've probably heard this and you're wondering how to apply for your Qatar tourist visa. In this video, I'll show you all you need to know on how to apply for your Qatar tourist visa with your phone, what you need, and a few tips you need to know when visiting Qatar for the first time. Qatar is located in the Middle East and it's one of the 6 GCC countries. After hosting the FIFA World Cup in 2022, the trophy is passed into the hands of... Currently, Qatar is holding the title for the best airport in the world, and that is the Hamad International Airport in Doha. It has become a top destination for many travelers and tourists looking for their next vacation location. Now, if you're planning a trip very soon, you should definitely watch this video to the end as it will be very beneficial to you. The first thing you need is your Hayya account. So you can easily download the Hayya app or go to the browser and put in hayya.qa, which is hayya.qa. Once you log in, you would put your email address. You need an email address for this. And then a verification code will be sent to your email address, which you would need to put into the login. Once you're logged into the Hayya account, your journey starts. So you click on Start the Hayya journey. If you're logged in on the app, you click on Hayya and then go to Request Hayya. There are 3 visa categories, depending on which you fall under: the A1, the A2, and the A3. To break it down, A1 tourist visa is a general visa that's open to every national from any country. So this is the tourist visa for anybody, regardless of which country you are from. As of today, I do not know if there's any country that is banned from coming into Qatar. The second is the A2 GCC resident visa. This applies to residents and nationals living in the Gulf Cooperation Council, and if you fall under the GCC, you have access to the GCC resident visa. Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. The UAE is broken down into 7 emirates: Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Ajman, and Al Kuwait. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But there are 7 emirates under the UAE and 6 countries under the GCC. Now, for the GCC residents, you can apply under the A1 tourist visa or the A2 GCC resident visa, which is recommended if you fall under the A2 category. You can also apply for the A3 visa if you fall under the countries I will list now. So for the A3 visa, this is the visa with ETA standing for Electronic Travel Authorization. So if you fall under the countries that have permanent residents or you have a visa as a national living in this country, you are eligible for the A3 visa with ETA. That's the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, or Schengen. So if you have a PR or a visa, you're a visa holder in any of these countries, you fall under the A3 and you can apply. You have eligibility to the A1 tourist visa and A3 visa with ETA, but it's recommended that you apply with the A3 visa with ETA. Now that's for categories. Once you click on Start the Hayya journey, you'll be directed to put in your nationality. So wherever you're from, Algeria or whichever country, you put in your nationality. Once you click on that, you go to click on your category. If you're a GCC resident, if you fall under the A3 visa with ETA. If none of that, you would be recommended to click the A1 tourist visa. Once you click on your A1 tourist visa, you would now need to fill in your application information. So you need to state the purpose of your visit. If you're visiting for leisure or for business, if your reason for visitation is not listed in the list, you click on others and you state the reason for your visit. The next is upload your photo, your personal photo, and your passport image. Please read the details on how to upload your passport correctly so that you do not have any issues or errors. Size recommended, clarity of your passport. Please fill it correctly. Once you're done with that, you put in your passport details. Then the next is to put in your personal information. So you put in your names and other personal information that is listed in the screen. Please fill your names and your details correctly to avoid delays with correction. When you're done filling in your details, you click on Validate User. So once that is checked, you go to fill in your residency. This is showing you accordingly on what you need to fill. That's your country of birth and your residency information. You might need to include your ID or your visa of the country you are a resident of. You now need to put in your accommodation. So for accommodation, you need to either book a hotel and put in the accommodation details, or you secure an accommodation with a family or friend living in Qatar. You might need to input their QID, that's their Qatar ID, their passport where applicable, or a letter. That is for accommodation. Lastly, you need to put in your contact information, your phone number. Now, for health insurance, you're not legally required to get a health insurance, but you are advised to get one, especially if you are staying above 30 days. If you plan to extend your visa, the health insurance is about 50 real, which covers your 30-day period and has a very high coverage if you have any need for a medical attention. Now that you've submitted your visa application, this usually take about 5 days for it to be processed. Then you will know if your visa has been approved or not. In general, you need to have a valid passport with a validity of about 6 months from your entry date. You will need to pay 100 real for the visa fees once your visa has been approved. So you're not paying before approval. So that's a good thing. 100 real, which is equivalent to about 27.42 US dollars. And then you need to note that your visa is for about 30 days maximum stay in Qatar. So you have up to a month to be in Qatar once you get your visa. As of 2024, you no longer need the COVID-19 vaccination, PCR testing, or ETIRA's pre-registration to enter into the country of Qatar. It is no longer mandatory. And lastly, that your visa is a single entry. It's not refundable and it's not transferable once approved. That is it for applying for the tourist visa. Also, you need to have a few knowledge of things coming into Qatar. One, Qatar is a Muslim country, so there are some things that they frown upon. One is indecency. As a lady, you're okay to wear your jeans, your tops, your leggings, but just do not expose so much. You're advised to dress decently. Wear your niqab and your shorts as a guy, but there are some places that you cannot wear this thing to. When you are in hotels, when you are in resorts, when you are in clubs, when you are in all these places for fun, you can dress as you please. I mean, I live in Qatar, for those that don't know. Secondly, it's alcohol. You do not drink on the public spaces. There are designated areas for drinking alcohol, like the hotels, clubs, resorts, lots of places. And if you possess the QDC, which is the Qatar ID for liquor, you can actually have your alcohol, but you need to be in a private space. Next is PDA, that's a public display of affection. You do not want to be kissing on the road or doing some aggressive cuddling on the road. You can do that in your rooms. I mean, you have private spaces to do that. Now that we've said that, I need to inform you that Qatar is in the Middle East and there are periods of intense heat. So the best period to visit Qatar is between November to about March, where the weather is favorable, and the best time in that period is December to February. So this is like the coldest and coolest period of the year. It falls to below 14 degrees. But between June to mid-September, it's pretty hot. It gets to over 40 degrees. So you do not want to be coming to Qatar at this period if you are going to have a problem with the heat. If you plan to be outdoors, the weather is quite hot. But if you plan to be indoors, if you plan to do indoor activities, I will tell you many indoor activities you can do once you're in Qatar. Now, to the best parts. Qatar is one of the safest countries to be in. You can be rest assured that moving around in the night, you're safe. Going to places alone, unaccompanied, you're safe. You can go wherever you want to go by 12, by 1, by 2. You are safe. You can walk on the road alone and feel safe and secure. You have no risks of anyone snatching your bags or kidnapping you or doing something crazy, right? Qatar stays alive till middle of the night, so you can actually order your food by 10, 11, 12 p.m. and you have your food ordered delivered to you. If you watched my video and because of me you were able to come into Qatar, do hit me up and I'll show you these places, and I'll also link them in my next video where I'll tell you all the interesting places you can visit while you're in Qatar. Do remember to like this video, subscribe if you're new, as I have more videos coming on visiting Qatar, as well as drop your comments. I would like to hear what you think, and if you have any questions that I can answer, I would definitely answer you in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. For dress code. Now, Qatar is a Muslim country. You need to be set. Now, Qatar is a What are you waiting for? Bye for now.